I'm relatively draconian in how I teach my kids to be what I consider financially successful. And
Hmm.
I don't, I think you can vary a little in your level of interest and you can vary a little in your application of it. But for the most part, I think it's a pretty straight-laced one. So I'll lay out my basis here. And then you tell me if you agree or you think, I'm off and maybe I'm just overlooking some stuff. But to me, I try to shoot somewhere between Kawasaki, the rich dad, poor dad guy,
Hmm.
this idea that you should pay yourself first, you should avoid debt for the most part, but you should be comfortable taking on good debt that can then fund itself and eventually build toward not working for your money, but having your money work for you. I think that's a fair characterization of his overall philosophy. And I kind of take him, but I bracket him with Dave Ramsey on the
Hmm.
other side, who's, well-known podcaster, finance guy, but he is a lot more draconian on debt, right? I would say
Hmm.
on the whole, they're not terribly different, except he's even more on the you must never take debt for any reason. And
Hmm.
then eventually, build your wealth, really try and get yourself out of that hole. I think he focuses more on people who are already in a hole. You try to get them out of that hole, set yourself up, and then eventually, make yourself wealthy and become generous is kind of, I think, roughly what he shoots for there. Now, I think if you take those two people and you extrapolate some basic principles and you say, all right, look, my kids, I want them to always live within their means. Um, I want them to make their money work for them. I want them to pay themselves first, and I want them to master. This is the key. This is the anchor of the whole thing. I want them to master delayed gratification. And I think if you can do those four things, that you'll be financially fine.